Hello, this is Office 2013. We're working with Excel 2013. This is a recording for lecture for Unit C. And within Unit C, we're going to talk about how to format values, how to change font and font sizes, how to change font styles and alignments, how to adjust column width and insert and delete rows and columns. We're going to talk about applying colors, patterns, and borders to your spreadsheets, how to apply conditional formatting, how to rename and move a worksheet, and how to check spelling within the worksheet. So for this first section, we're going to talk about format values. And we're going to talk about how the cell looks is what a format is. It is determined by whether it's bold, italic, commas, dollar signs, etc., etc. For a lot of people who work with numbers exclusively every day, they like to have that comma every 3 digits. It helps them visually understand where they're at, and it makes a number easier to read that way. Formatting does not change the data. It only changes the appearance. And you can select a cell or a group of cells and then apply the formatting that you want to use to that group of cells or individual cells, whichever you choose. So formatting values is real easy to do. Let me open up Excel, and I will open up a window of Excel. Let's take a look at, I think we had this on here yesterday. Okay, we're going to look at this spreadsheet from work. We're going to take a look at this. I'm just going to grab some data off of here and just copy it so we've got something to work with. Control C, and then we're going to open up a new workbook. Blank workbook. Control V. Okay. So here we go. We've got the workbook cells here that I was just talking about, how you might want to characterize the cells or change the format. Say we wanted to set all these cells here, or say we just wanted to set this cell as a dollar sign, as a number that would be currency. You've got a couple ways that you can do this. One is to do this dollar sign up here in your toolbar. If you click on that, it'll change it to dollar format. It'll put a dollar sign at the beginning of each cell. It'll add a decimal point and 2 zeros after the number. As you can see, we will add this to this range of cells here. There's also another way that you can format cells, and that's pulling up this formatting window. This is what's shown on page 53 in your lecture. You've got the number, alignment, font, border, fill, and protection, and all the tabs at the top of this page. And if you want to set an alignment for a group of cells, say you want to set this at decimal places 2, and instead of having the dollar sign at all those cells, you see how I've got a dollar sign at all these cells? If you want to get rid of that, you can go here and actually say none, and it will remove the dollar sign within those cells, but it'll still leave them with the decimal place and the 2 characters past the decimal place, where over here these don't have it that way. Once again, if you go to number, you're going to say currency. It's automatically going to ask you how many spots you want past the decimal place, and if you want the dollar sign, I'm going to say none. So it changes this to currency. Another way you can do this has got a lot to do with the same type of alignment that you use with Microsoft Office with Word, where you can do the alignment and have things centered in the columns. You can have the column itself left justified, right justified, which in the case of numbers is a lot easier to work with right justified numbers. That way you're looking at the numbers according to how financially you're going to want to look at them. So it allows everything to line up to the right hand margin. So that would be one thing I would want to set for definitely for my numbers. I'd want them all right justified. Okay, and then next you might want to consider making them all numbers with decimal points. So we make it currency, 2 decimal points, and no symbol. So we click on OK, and you see this worksheet that I put together by quickly pasting numbers into this worksheet and then turned it all into currency values. Okay, changing font and sizes, you can also do that within that same window. Let's go back to Excel. And let's look at the font tab. You can change the font of your worksheet. Let me get this worksheet rolled back up a little bit. Just a second. I got to switch over to the other window to get this so it shows. Okay, number. And we're going to go to font. Within font, you can pick just about any font you might want. You can change all the font to bold italic. Let's change it to all bold italic. Let's select the cells that we're looking at, because right now all I did was change the one cell right here that was highlighted before. First thing you want to do is make sure you highlight the cells you want to change, or select the cells. Then if you go into font, pick a different typeset. Let's look at this one, and let's look at the bold italic. Click OK, and that's how it changes it. Okay, that's what your new font setting would look like. If we're looking at formatting the values again, we've talked about the format. If you want to change to dates, if you want to change to other type of things that may be involved with formatting your values, you've got all that opportunity. So if you look at the font list, you have tons of fonts to pick from and tons of sizes, which we just demonstrated in the Excel spreadsheet. You can actually take these fonts. It's imprint, empty, shadow, and I've selected bold and italics. Let's take the bold off. Let's take it up in size. You can either use the drop-down menu to increase it in size this way, or you can use the arrow to the right of the font point size to increase or decrease the font size. Let's scroll down here a little more in my presentation. Okay, if you're going to change font styles and alignment, we already talked about that. We talked about bold, italics, underlining. We talked about the alignment, left, center, or right alignment for the font. Now, the Format Painter is a different tool that you can use to set multiple format settings or individual ones within a document. Now, if you go to this type of screen, which we just had open, okay, we've got this set up here, and you can see how we've made the changes. We've done changes here on font styles. We've changed the alignment to the right alignment. We've changed it to the different type of font. We've changed it to imprint, empty, shadow, I think it was called. Let's see what it's listed as. Imprint, empty, shadow. That's right. And the nice thing about this software is the same as with Word. You can actually scroll through and see what different type of font you might want to use. Makes it nice. The Format Painter allows you to actually apply styles using the Format Painter in the window. The Format Painter is located up here on the clipboard. It allows you to select the whole thing, the whole window, the whole screen, the whole spreadsheet, and then from there you can actually make your changes to the whole spreadsheet at once without having to select it all. Okay, we've gone through the changes. We've talked about making it bold, italicized, underline. We've talked about centering the text. We've looked at those settings, and we've looked at styles and alignment. And the next section we're going to talk about Part B is going to talk, or excuse me, Lecture 2 is going to talk about column width, insert and delete.